Thank you guys again for another episode of Tombstone Tea, where we are going over the Blues Hall of Fame legends buried here in Chicago. If you have not checked out our last video on J.B. Hutto, please make sure that you do so. It has just been posted, and make sure that you also check out our Patreon, where we have in-depth bios, behind-the-scene pictures, videos, and more. So please check out our Patreon as well. We are going through the Blues Hall of Fame legends, and this week we are going to discover the grave of Eddie Taylor Sr. So like I said, if you haven't checked out the video on JB Hutto and you haven't checked out our Patreon, do so now. All right, you guys, so I'm back here at Alsip at Restville. I am way back in the back. Actually, I'm like right next to the water tower today. So we're actually visiting the grave of Eddie Taylor Sr. Let me just say, this is hard work searching for these graves, people. Let me tell you, half of the time when I get out here, even though they may have the pin on Find a Grave, or you go to the office and you get the map, they don't even know where the graves are. And especially if you come right after cut day, when they cut the grass, let me tell you, you're not going to be able to find anything out here. But like I said before, Restville is a very interesting cemetery. It has all of the greats. I don't know if you can possibly see back that way. They have some outdoor mausoleums, but all of the greats are buried here. And here's blues legend Eddie Taylor Sr. Now, Eddie Taylor was born Edward Taylor in Mississippi and was very instrumental in the development of the Chicago blues sound, even though he had distinct background in the Mississippi Delta sound as well. He moved to Chicago in the early 1940s, and he initially worked as a laborer while continuing to perform in local clubs and bars. And his early experiences in the city's vibrant music scene helped him to develop a distinctive style that would later become influential in the Chicago blues sound. His career began to gain momentum in the mid-50s when he started recording for various labels, including Chess and VJ Records, where he got his big break. And some of his notable recordings include Bad Boy, I'm Going Home, and Eddie Shuffle. Eddie was mostly known as a session guitarist, which is a guitarist that backs other blues musicians. So I'm pretty sure that you have heard his sound and his music. In the 60s and 70s, he faced various challenges, including health issues and financial difficulties. Despite that, he continued to perform and record well into the 80s. He passed away in December of 1985 here in Chicago, and he is buried here in the back of Restville Cemetery with so many of the other blues artists that he got to play with in his life. Here is to Eddie Taylor Sr., Blues Hall of Fame inductee. All right, so we're going to take a break from the Blues Hall of Fame for the next video, and we're going to actually explore another famous grave here in Chicago, the Couch Mausoleum. So I hope you all check that out. And then we're going to come back and visit the grave of Leonard Chess. See you next time.